What's up, you cool cats and kittens? It's your favorite Refuge LARPers, Heath
and Bob.
Nice.
Nailed it.
We rehearsed it. So today we're here to talk to you about an overnight ruck that we just went on where it was really nice conditions.
Oh man, it was the best.
The weather was great.
You cannot recreate that.
The best, believe it, tremendous. No, in all reality, it was about 40 degrees and it was pouring rain for about 70% of the ruck. And so for the
It was miserable.
Yeah, it was an absolutely terrible time. That being said, you should go do really hard things with your friends because it makes y'all closer. Yeah. It makes you a better person. You get to learn what gear works and what doesn't work. And plus, dude, memories. Like,
oh yeah.
Think about the pictures for the gram. Come on.
Can you, like, did you think for a second that we could build a fire the way we did with soaking wet wood?
No, but with that, I now have a new confidence in our fire starter through Refuge because that's what we used. And I'm gonna be honest, I hadn't used it with wet wood before, so I was a little nervous going into it. And so we had completely soaked wood, like everything was so wet. Like we were soaping wet, right? And we got that fire started in about 8 minutes with that fire starter, with batoning wood and getting like some dry material and everything like that. So goes to, like, you know, test your gear.
For sure.
But the reason that we're here with you today is we're gonna talk about a couple of the things that we brought on the ruck.
Yep.
How they did getting soaking wet, how they look now, right? And if anything was like lost in terms of compromising the value, compromising the efficacy, whatever it may be. So Heath's got his SOB right here. I've got my SOB right here. These are our belts. You ran your belt, I ran my belt. We also had a couple of tourniquets. Nothing weird with the tourniquets. Like obviously it was a little waterlogged for a little bit.
Yeah, it was. But I gotta say though, the Ford Kydex tourniquet holster
did a great job.
Was phenomenal.
It did a great job.
It was out of the way, didn't slide or move on my belt, and I have the Tech Lock.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it has the freedom to slide.
Yeah, I have the Molly, so it can't slide.
But it wouldn't move.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was nice. But my tourniquet, like, we were all over the place. My tourniquet didn't fall out. Yeah. Excellent retention, did a phenomenal job. And then my SOB, holy cow, that thing got soaked.
Yeah, it was like sopping wet.
It was sopping wet. The nylon was,
So I've not pulled this out yet, so I'm kind of excited to see what we got going on here and see what got compromised, what didn't. This will be a good conversation for us to have. So something I didn't think about was I did have some Band-Aids in the back. These are still wet here, so these are gonna be compromised. So that's an L for me. Whichever way L is for you on the camera. So next time, I know I'm gonna keep my Band-Aids in probably like a little poly bag or something like that, something that's waterproof.
Great idea. Hey, we actually have those?
Oh, dude, nice. So we'll take a quick gander at the inner of the SOB. So got decompression, got a Sharpie here. And I'm gonna yard sale all this stuff out. Now I've got a couple of extra things in my SOB, so don't yell at me. That's just because I'm me, right? So I've got my rolled gauze. It seems as though my rolled gauze is good, which kind of surprises me. I expected that one to be gone for the count, but I think this wax paper here protected it, so that's awesome.
So I still actually feel a little bit of moisture on my nylon here. The inner bag.
Yeah, I got some on the back too. This is 2 days after? 3 days?
3 days after.
3 days after.
Still a lot of moisture. And this is the first I've actually looked into my kit to make sure it's all good. So it's good that we're doing this.
Yeah.
Naso's good. No issues there. So like even that paper sticker that's on the Naso, it saw literally no moisture.
Yeah,
so that's
seemed
cool.
as though how it was packed helped a lot too. Okay, my alcohol towels, I can't tell if they're cold or if they're damp right now. I think they're just cold. They don't feel damp, so that's nice.
So mine's a little bit older, and I have, you can obviously tell rocking the Hyphen twin seal pack.
I got them. I got them right here, buddy.
Oh, I didn't even look.
I have a Halo set, but I also carry one extra chest seal.
Right on.
Because like, what if?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't want to make chest seals. I want to use chest seals. I don't want to use chest seals.
But you can tell that my BZK wipes have seen moisture.
Yeah, for sure.
They've definitely seen moisture.
Yeah, see, that looks completely different than mine.
Right.
If you look here, And I don't know if you can tell. I'll give you a close-up. So this is what my wipes look like. And mine were sandwiched in between the chest seals and kind of using everything to keep it together, like a little sandwich. Whereas, you know, sometimes they might be floating down in the bottom if you're taking your kid out or anything like that. So be cautious of that.
Yeah, see, and mine definitely were not. Like, you can obviously see that one a little bit more to where the pink is fading on the BZK and all of that.
Yep.
But mine were just sitting right behind the chest seal, and then everything right on top of it. So you had sitting directly against it.
Yeah, you had exterior exposure to that nylon.
Absolutely.
So a little bit of caution there with your paper products, paper-based products. Maybe don't let that have just straight exposure to the nylon. Pack that inside like so, sandwich it. And we'll make sure that we're sandwiching it properly for you guys on our end, but you should be taking your stuff out of your kits. You should be playing with them, messing with it, organizing it in the way you want. And so with that, be cognizant. So out of the SOB, it seems like the main loser through like a soaking wet first aid kit is gonna be our antiseptic towelettes and then Band-Aids.
But look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's still gonna work.
It is.
Like it's just compromised.
That's fully. It's not compromised at all. It's full moisture.
Yeah.
Full moisture.
Yeah, I know. It's
but if you look at it, it's just a paper. It's a foil interior.
So here's the question, though.
So that's interesting.
So it is a foil interior.
Right.
So maybe only the exterior was compromised then, and the interior isn't. Because my concern was that the water. Oh yeah. So my concern was that the water would get through, and then it would decrease the potency of the antiseptic, right? And it'll kind of dilute it.
That's potential.
But it's seeming like because of that foil insert on the center there, that's not happening. So would I replace this? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cost $1.
But you also got to think like it's moist on the inside, so how do you keep that?
Yeah, from getting out.
Right.
That's true. That makes sense. Perfect sense. Gosh, they think of everything. These guys.
Genius, man.
Your duct tape is still good.
Yeah, all the way.
Your Quick Clot's good. My Combat actually maintained its vacuum seal too. That thing's been vacuum sealed for like 2 years. No, probably not. A year. Gotta check my expiration date. So that's a quick look at the SOBs and how they fared. And now you guys will get a quick glance at the medic bag, the CLS bag that we packed out beforehand that you guys have probably already seen the footage of.
What does CLS stand for?
Combat Lifesaver. That's a great question.
Oh, man.
That's a great question. Combat Lifesaver bag is typically some sort of like waist-bound pack that a medic can work out of pretty easily, right? And save lives in combat, brother. Yeah. So, CLS bag, I think I packed this originally in a Coyote. I went to pack it in my OD because I have both a Coyote and an OD bag. I packed it in my OD because this one has the upgraded metal buckles. Yeah. And I didn't want my plastic buckle super early on adventure bag to break. It's one of the first ones, so. Taking a gander, we open this bad boy up. First thing we see is my whiteboard, and my whiteboard has suffered exponentially. Yeah. And so we were joking, I need to get like a roll-up whiteboard that's like magnet or like laminate or something like that, something that's not cardboard, because you know this would have been unfortunate had I seen that in the field. Yeah, you can
see the ripples in it.
Yep.
It's just raising.
So this still had moisture on it.
Oh yeah.
So this is TCCC cards. I went and put that in a poly bag, and so I'm super happy I did. You can actually see the moisture in the top of the bag. There's like water still.
Yeah.
From the rain. So that's something in of itself. I'm gonna put this all down here. Boop. There we go. So clamshell for CPR. Alcohol prep pad inside is good. The documentation is good. The clam is good. Everything's fine there, which is what you want. You know, you don't want your stuff going down, especially as important of a tool as that, you know. So OTC meds not compromised. We got some skin glue and poly bags not compromised. My gloves are wet. That's something to think about. OTC wipes in that bag, still not compromised, but I mean, it's wet. You can see the moisture on it. And this has been sitting for days now at this point. This is a respiratory kit right here. So we got seals. This is pretty much all the box. This is all still sealed. I'll make sure that the gauze inside is still good. Oh man, we're butter there. That's dry as the Sahara, as the kids say.
So there's a lot in here, a lot of paper material in that trauma pack.
Yep.
And we normally cut the corners on these trauma packs, so let's take a look at that.
Yeah, and the reason that we cut the corners is so that the air can escape out of the bag, it can pack down a little bit tighter, but we want to make sure that that's still functioning well. So while he opens that up, this is a rise splint right here, not in a poly bag or anything like that. It has a laminate coating, completely fine with the rain.
So this is actually pretty impressive. These gauzes are good to go. There's not a lick of moisture on them, so that's a cool thing.
Nice. Okay, so we got a couple of tourniquets, still a little bit moist, but no problem there. Then we've got some rolled ace bandages. That's a big thing on hikes and rucks, having ace bandages, having splints. Got a couple of co-bands. They're still solid in their wrapping. So I do have some tape here. This tape was on, like, not in a bag or anything like that. Okay, all right. I wonder if it's still sticky. Yeah, I think it's still working.
I'd say so.
I'd say so myself. That is stout. That is some stout tape right there.
Let's see what else we got here.
Will it stick? Oh yeah. Classic. So then we got a little SAM splint here. Yeah. That guy's still fine. A little bit of moisture.
A little moisture
in there
on the inside, you can tell, but that's
still,
not terrible.
It's a foam piece. It's no biggie. This will be the big question here. Is we have some tech inside of our CLS. We've got a thermometer. So we'll check you really quick. This is meant to oh, there you go. Well, maybe you're dead.
Am I hot?
It says 90.2, so that can't be right.
To his forehead.
There you go. You're good to go. 98.1. We're flying.
Nailed it.
All right, and now.
I thought I was feeling 0.4 off.
We'll do a little pulse ox here. Shove your finger in there. We still got full power, everything. So this will give us our pulse, and it'll also give us our SpO2. We do not sell this pulse ox, but I do recommend if you guys are actually doing the stuff and things, great job. 87, you got a 97 SpO2, so stop smoking cigars. Grab it, you son of a biscuit. You got a good pulse, you know, you're sitting at like 80.
Oh boy.
Why are you so nervous, bro?
Well, so that's the thing. Maybe something you guys may not know is whenever you're using a pulse oximeter, you actually want to be as still as possible.
Sitting would be preferred.
Sitting is absolutely preferred because I was actually doing this.
Yep.
And that raises the blood pressure and the appendage.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of good pulse ox and then a good thermometer right here. Both of those things completely fine inside of the adventure bag. This bag's still a little moist. You guys got to remember this is ballistic nylon, right? So it's not waterproof. It is water resistant. Something you can also do is you can take like a waterproofing spray if you're in like super wet environments all the time. If you're up in the PNW or something like that, you can spray the outside of your ballistic nylon with a little kiwi. That's going to allow it to be even more so water resistant.
For sure.
That's actually something I was talking about with some friends. I think I'm going to do to this kit now that we're done with that big rain ruck.
Absolutely.
It's not going to hurt it whatsoever.
And see, I've thought about doing that, you know, go ahead and doing the same thing to my poncho, my whoopee.
It's like Rain-X, you know, just smart thing to do. So that's a quick look at what the water will do to these kits. Realistically, we were exposed to the rain in like a moderate rain situation for probably about 5 hours. We were subjected to some torrential downpour for probably about an hour.
At which point, a good portion of our kits were directly in the impact of the rain.
Yeah, it was what it was, you know. Like battle belts were on top of rucksacks, you know, this pack was sitting on a shoulder, you know, and then with that, the bags stayed outside in the elements for the rest of the ruck, right? So they're on the wet ground or they're on the wet body. You know, we didn't take all of our first aid kits and put them by the fire. That wasn't a thing. We put our boots and socks by the fire. So a little bit of context. Yeah, this shingle, I might be able to get actual liquid moisture out of this if I wring this out. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera. I can't, it's too tight. It's too tight. Trying to wring out.
But you can feel the moisture in it.
Yeah, dude, it's all there. Like it really is moist. So I'm gonna let that one dry out a little bit. But still, Hemicon, completely fine. A little bit of moisture in the crevices, but she just needs to dry.
Sealed.
That's all. So yeah, get out there, guys. Train with your stuff. Use it in hard environments, harsh environments. Take some pictures, take some vids. Tag us in it. We'll share it out there on the social medias. And yeah, show us that you're training. We gotta be training right now with all of our tools. So with that, you know, we love you guys. We appreciate you. Carry an effing tourniquet. We'll see you next time.
Use your gear.